And today on Law Review, what you need to know about contracting a contractor. Springtime is the perfect time for home improvements, but some homeowners dealing with a contractor can be a bit of a nightmare. So that is why attorney Gina Ghioldi is here with some help. Nice to see you.
Great to see you, Shannon.
So what should we know about picking the right contractor?
The right contractor. Before anything, find out the credentials of that contractor or subcontractor that you're thinking of inviting into your home and onto your property and to do work for you. You can check, of course, with previous clients,
Sure.
Ask some questions. You can call the Better Business Bureau, and you can check with the Attorney General's office to see if somebody else has filed a complaint about that contractor.
So what do you suggest asking him or her directly?
You can ask that contractor, first and foremost, have they been sued? And if so, for what? Ask for specifics about other customers and clients that they've helped. Make sure that you get a complete estimate, detailed. You want to know everything they're going to be doing for you, how much it's going to cost, the materials they're going to use, and of course, like we talked about last week, you really want a contract.
Yeah. What when dealing with a contractor, do they have to have insurance? Does your insurance cover them? How does that work?
Well, here in Massachusetts, every employer has to have workers' comp insurance. And even though other types of insurance may not be required, you want your contractor to have insurance. You want to make sure that if they, in fact, have a problem and somebody gets injured on the job, or if, in fact, they in some way destroy or harm your personal property, there's coverage. And also, here in Massachusetts, many contractors and subcontractors have to be licensed or registered. It all depends on the job. So you can check with your local building department to find out what your contractor is going to need for your specific job.
Okay, let's talk about some of the popular scams that we see.
There are scams out
there. There are, and they seem to kind of be the same ones that have been around forever and exist pretty much all over the place.
You're right, and people unfortunately still are very vulnerable and fall for them.
That's why they're still around, because apparently they're still working.
That's right. If somebody knocks on your door and they're a contractor and they say, I've got extra sealant, I can do over your driveway because I just did somebody's down the street.
A can of sealant.
That's right. Stay away, because what often happens in those types of scams is they'll do your driveway, but then they'll demand more money than they ever quoted you.
And they can get nasty.
They can call the police. They can get nasty and say, I did the job, I want to be paid. Absolutely.
So pretty much anybody who comes to you, stay away from.
Be very careful of.
The chimney people.
The chimney people. People will knock on unsuspecting homeowners' doors and they'll say, you know what, I was passing by and I saw that your chimney looks like it's having problems. If you don't get work done right away, your chimney's going to fall. Your property, your house are going to have huge damage. Don't believe it. Go and get an independent contractor to come out and check things out. And you also have to be very leery of those contractors that promise you they've got somebody who can help you finance a job that you otherwise can't afford. They probably are going to be getting a cut back, high rates. It's nothing you want to get involved in. If you can't afford it and go through conventional methods, wait until you can.
Right. They're not being nice. Coming saying, oh,
they're not.
I'm just being a helpful neighbor. I couldn't help notice your house was
well, and also, if they're being paid directly by the lender, that
right.
contractor doesn't have an incentive to come
absolutely.
back and finish that job.
Okay, if you have work done and the work is shoddy,
Right.
What can you do? What are your options?
Well, it depends on what your contract says. As long as you have not waived your right to go and file a lawsuit, you, of course, can go and do that, but can it be very costly, and it also can take a long time. Quite often, arbitration is usually a better method. But here's the thing. Collecting your money, if you get a judgment because you filed a lawsuit, or you get an arbitration award because you've gone to arbitration, can be very, very hard to collect. So you have to be aware of your state's rules regarding collecting the debt. And here in Massachusetts, there's a fund available for homeowners who have been wronged for up to $10,000 per job. Might be available to you if you follow the requirements.
Right, let's take a look at those. What do you have to prove?
Well, first of all, you have to go and file for that claim with the state for the fund money within 6 months of getting a judgment from a court or an arbitration award. You also have to make sure that you had a contract. You have to make sure that your contractor was registered with the state at the time the contract was put into effect. It has to be your own home, a 1 to 4 family home, but it has to be your personal your personal residence. And also, the contractor had to have been the one to pull the permits. Very important. People think they're doing a favor for the contractor by doing it. Don't pull your own permits. And you have to show that you've done everything reasonable to try to collect the money yourself.
All right, and if you can't ward off any problems and you do find yourself in a problem, perhaps contact an attorney.
Absolutely.
Go
we can
to
help you
Gina's
out.
website. Some helpful stuff there. Ghioldilaw.com. Nice to see you.
Great to see you too.
And the home improvement theme will continue tonight and all week on New England Business Days Home Week. And tonight, they'll take a look at the bucks and beauty of remodeling and gardening. Home Week, that's at 6:30 and 7:30 on New England Business Day. And you can see Gina's interview on our website as well as the rest of the day's news. Go to NECN.com or the NECN pages of Boston.com, the online home of the Boston